Hi, I'm Alan with Akamai Pest Solutions, the orange oil specialist. For the safer alternative, no tenting solution, call us.
This is number 1 mill. This is the original building. When they built the mill, we had all steam engines, so we didn't raise the roof up for the new style technology. We kept it the same. That's why we had short chutes. Most modern factories have 12, 14-foot long chutes, but we couldn't. We hit the top of the crane. So this is the original building from 1890 when they first put the mill in. In fact, it used to be called a fire room. At the mills and the Bagaski right away where the boilers were. But then as we started increasing capacity in the 40s and 50s, they started to put the boilers that way. This is where we had the hot water before it goes to number 4 mill. We'll take the liquid out of number 4 mill, pump it in front of number 3 mill, take this liquid, pump it in front of number 2 mill. So as the front of the mill gets more and more sucrose, the fiber gets less and less going to the back of the mill. Remember you guys saw the juice coming out of the mill, how brown it was? This is what it looks like after you take out all the dirt. It's like an amber color. You know, this is so important that we actually have a meter that watches the color. When it gets too high, it stops the factory automatically. The dirt settles, the clear juice comes out, and we send that to the evaporators. So we start taking the water out of the juice, and from there we'll take the sucrose out of it. And then we're done. Just like that.
So we're currently working with an asset disposition company, that's going to come in and look at the assets that we've got, mainly the power plant and the mill, and see what kind of value we can get for that. So it's too early to say for sure if we'll be able to preserve anything or if we're going to keep any of the structures. I think it's really going to depend on what that asset disposition plan looks like, and we really haven't focused on that part yet. It's really been get to the end of the year and get our production in, as well as take care of transitioning our employees, and then we'll shift our focus to asset disposition, and then really the disposition of the Puʻunēnē area as far as buildings and roadways and infrastructure.
So this is the machine shop. This used to be the train repair shop when we had trains in the beginning. So once they did away with the trains, they converted it to a machine shop. We do all our manufacturing and making up components that we don't buy off the shelf, and all our repairs. Before we had buggies, we used to use the rail cars to bring all the parts from the mill inside. The rolls are very heavy, they're 25 tons, so we had a little cart that we used to drag on this. But then we bought a buggy about 20 years ago that's hydraulically driven, so you can make turns. You only run the rail car where there's rail. When there's no rail, you can't run a car. So you can actually see the juice boiling in the different cells. So now as you boil a juice, it creates a vapor. You take that vapor, use it to boil in the next juice. So you're progressively boiling at a lower and lower temperature at a higher and higher vacuum. So at the flat cell, we're boiling at about 130 degrees Fahrenheit versus water at sea level boils at 212. So it's a very, very efficient way of thickening. In fact, it's so efficient that every major industrial chemical process in the world uses the same principle. It was created by the sugar industry in Louisiana in the 1800s. Multiple effect evaporation.